Hi, Matt here from Life Turnaround Now, and this is a video to talk about, does the law of attraction work? So if you're like me, you possibly spent, you found The Secret, maybe you've seen The Secret, or you've got a load of information on the law of attraction, maybe a Joe Vitale book or program, or video, or Bob Proctor, or any of those guys that were involved in this stuff. And maybe the law of attraction hasn't quite worked for you. Maybe you were thinking, hey, if I just think about, becoming wealthy, then I'll become wealthy. Perhaps you've read some of the older stuff, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and maybe it's just not working for you. Well, I'm going to answer the question, does the law of attraction work? Okay, I'm going to go through why I think it does or it does not. So let's start just by defining what the law of attraction is. So if you go on the web, you'll find that you'll get something like this. It will say, we attract whatever we choose to give our attention to, whether wanted or unwanted. And there's a key to this, I'm going to come back to it. Or Napoleon Hill said it in a way that was, what the mind of man can believe and conceive, it can achieve. So those two things, they kind of mean the same thing, and it just depends kind of what you've seen out there. So what's the problem with the law of attraction? I think there is a problem. There's a massive problem with it. The first problem is that it's not much in terms of what's wrong with the law of attraction. It's more about the problem is with us. Okay, so there is a big problem. It's just not much with the law of attraction. It's about with us. And I think the two things are, as I said here, we think thinking will get what we want without the work. Okay, and we think about what we don't want. Right, so let's just, the law of attraction works. The problem is we don't work it in the right way. So is that really the challenge? Yes, absolutely, that's the challenge. So if you've been doing everything you think you should have been with the law of attraction and you're still not getting results, I can almost guarantee, I can't completely guarantee, but I almost guarantee that's one of those two reasons. You either are thinking about it and not doing the work, or you're thinking about the things you don't want rather than thinking about the things you do want. And that, I guess I can guarantee it, that it'll be one of those two things. So here's the thing: if we take it that the law of attraction does work, well, what happens is, if we're thinking negative thoughts or we're thinking positive thoughts, that's what you're going to attract. Is really, really simple. So the key here is to think about the positive thoughts. Don't think about the negative thoughts. If you're in debt, you shouldn't be thinking about your debt. You should be thinking about positive, constructive ways to create income. You should be thinking you're wealthy, thinking that thoughts about creating income come to you, and don't think about your debt. I know it's hard. I have been there. I have been in £100,000, hundreds and thousands of pounds worth of debt, and I know when you're in that situation, it is very difficult not to think about that stuff. But in a way, what you got to do is let those thoughts happen, but start trying to fill your mind more with the positive, constructive thoughts about, I am wealthy, and how am I going to create income? That's really what you want to be thinking about, and that's where the work comes in. It's not just about thinking about it, it's about thinking about ways to create income, therefore thinking about work. You've got to work for this. So many times I see people and they miss out the work bit, and that's the key to all of this. Don't miss that out. Let me say that again. Don't miss the work bit out. You've got to work. So if you miss that out, it's not going to work for you. So we attract whatever we choose to give our attention to, whether wanted or unwanted. And what the mind of man can believe and conceive, it can achieve. And I've gone back to these two quotes because if you understand them fully, you understand that you've got to A, work for it, and B, you've just got to think positively. You have to stop thinking about the things you don't want. Why waste your time doing that? Okay, so what is the solution to do that? Okay, if you've had trouble sort of I'll use the word manifesting things into your life, I can help. Very simply, you need to work out what you want. You need to work out when you want it. You need to work out what you have to do to get it, and there's the work part. And you have to create visual help. Okay, talk about that in a second. And you've got to work at it, right? So work out what you want, right? If you go onto my site, actually, if you go if you go to lifeturnaroundnow.com/success, I have a free PDF download that talks you through all these steps and more about how to get the things you want. So if you want to go and get that, all you have to do is tell me which email address you want me to send it to, and I'll send it to you. But for the purpose of this video, you've got to work out what you want. Now, I use a technique called Be Do Have to work out what I want, and I also have a little technique which is in the success guide that shows you how to really find out what you want in life. Then you need to put dates next to it. When do you want to achieve it? Okay, when do you really want these things? If you don't put a date on these things, it's never going to happen. You need to then work out the work that's going to get you to the things you want. Okay, create visual help. Now, by that I mean put goals up around. When you've worked out what you want, put pictures up of it. Go, if you want, let's say you want a nice new car, go and look at the car, go and sit in it, go and feel it, go and touch it, test drive it if you can. You've got to get around these things, put them up in. I have pictures up. If you could see my office here, I've got pictures all over the place of where I want to be. I've got a check on the wall here that says £2 million from a publishing media group. Now, I haven't. That's not a real check. It's a fake check. But the point is, it's there, and I'm going to get one of those checks. And you've got to be prepared to work. You've got to get out there and do the things that are going to create the things you want. You're not going to be able to create the things you want if you're sitting around just thinking about them. So if you do want to create those things, you've got to get out there and work. Okay, as I said, if you want help with this, you can go to lifeturnaroundnow.com/success, and there's a free PDF guide there for you to download. I wish you every success in this. You really can achieve the things you want. You just have to know the secret of the secret about how to get these things. I'm Matt from Life Turnaround Now. I will see you very soon.